Okay, as usual, I will have to adjust the light a little bit. Hold on. Not too much because it is early here in Norway, and I don't care so much for sitting in the light at this time of the morning. It's 7 minutes past 4 a.m. So this is just going to be one of those informal live streams. Let's see if we will get into topics that might get some out there to call it infernal. Bit of a dad joke there. It's not bad. Such a dad joke this early. Okay. Yeah, and I'm going to talk about something I have called the Basketweaver's dilemma. I'm quite proud of that term because I just made it up. I think it's a good term, and I will explain what it means. Just let us give this give it a few seconds so that people can join the chat. And to the trolls who are saying that I say too much, just for you guys, I'm going to try to say a lot of times, much more than I actually usually do, just for you guys. Okay. Angela, good to see you. Lebanon. Oh, yeah. Of course, it's a place in Oregon, the USA. Okay, I thought we had actually someone from Lebanon here. Well, like the original place, if you know what I mean. Let's see. Let's scroll up here. The chosen one. Hello. First in the chat. Ethan Lauren, horror business. Yes, it is very early. I'll tell you why I woke up this early. It's because we have winter, daylight saving time or something like that. I can never adjust to it. And so it is actually 10 minutes past 5 now. But anyway, but that would still be early without the daylight saving mode or whatever they call it. I got kicked out of bed somewhat by the dog. So, and then I was awake, and then I just went into my office and started writing. If you didn't know, I'm a novelist. That's my job. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. Not my job, but because I wanted to comment on something that I'm seeing, and I've seen it for years, and it's tiresome. And you guys, you're going to say with good reason that don't care about trolls, don't mind the trolls and all that. And I really don't. But it is important to understand how this thing works. Okay. Yes, it's not. Why would I invest in a great camera doing these live streams? This is just it's not really. You're not going to get great filmography here. On my main channel, hopefully, I am working on it, but not here. What was creepy? Well, it's just my glasses, my reading glasses, actually. So okay. So here's the thing that these people are saying. and they've been saying it for a long time. It's wrong to make money from YouTube. And if you try to make money from YouTube, you're a grifter, and this and that. And you shouldn't ask for people to subscribe, and you shouldn't sell merchandise. And basically, you should just do YouTube and make videos for free. And, you know, that's what they're basically saying. Now, add to that the fact that I have never said that YouTube is my job. It's not. It is not. My job is writing novels. I'm a novelist. YouTube is a hobby. And then these people are saying, well, why are you complaining? Well, I'm not complaining, but why are you complaining? That's what they're saying. Why are you complaining about uh, the fact that YouTube is taking more and more of the ad revenue and so on? And don't be alarmed. Not going to get into details about all that stuff. We have talked about that before. We don't need to do that again. Just I'll very quickly say that YouTube is pouring more and more ads into the videos. I can't opt out of that, by the way. Even if I can mark a video no ads, they will put ads on it, but it's the difference is I don't get any share of the ad revenue from those ads. So more and more ads, and now we have this new thing where they and rightly so, they block people using ad blockers. And, because YouTube is not free, by the way. It never was free. That's something that people think. You pay with your time, or you pay with a monthly fee so that you don't have to watch the ads. But anyway, while YouTube has been pouring more and more ads into the videos, it's ridiculous how many ads they put in some of my videos. Then at the same time, we as video creators are getting less from the ad revenue. Isn't that funny? Should be the other way around. Yeah, more ads, we should get more money. Now, if you ask me, it is ridiculous. I said it already, how many ads they are pouring into the videos. They shouldn't do that. I can't. Yeah, it's irritating, and it affects the viewers' enjoyment of my videos, I believe. But anyway, even if I could opt out of all income from YouTube, even if I could, and I could block ads on my videos for, I can't do that. But if I could do that, if I could just make things so that I didn't make any money from YouTube, would that be right? I think not. And here comes the Basketweaver's dilemma. So let's say you have a hobby, and your hobby is weaving baskets, and it could be anything. I'm just using that as an example to get us out of this YouTube bubble. It's difficult for some people when, there's some guy there talking to the camera. That must be so easy to do, but it's actually a skill. But anyway, so you're weaving baskets. And by the way, I'm going to a weekend course to learn how to weave baskets very soon. Looking forward to that. But that's your hobby, you know? And then you get kind of good at doing that. People ask you to make them some baskets. And more people ask you to make them baskets. Are you going to give all the baskets away for free? Well, you could. You think you would? I think not. I think you're going to think that it's fair that I ask for some money for these baskets that I'm making. Even if it's not my job, even if it's not my daytime job, you know? And let's use another example. What if you enjoy playing the guitar, right? And you're in a folk music band, right? And you play the folk music songs with some friends. You have a little band, and then you want to share your enjoyment of playing and that the music with other people, and you go to a bar and there's a little stage there, and you play there. You play folk music at Saturday nights at the local bar. Should you do it for free? Well, following the reasoning and arguments these people are applying here on YouTube, those people saying that you shouldn't make money from YouTube. Well, those musicians, they should not get any money, right? And here's the thing, when people are making money off your work, in my case here, my videos and live streams, and YouTube is making money from them, much more than I do, by the way, then I want my share of that. I don't want to give away my share of that. If I give away my share of that, that share will go to YouTube or Google or Alphabet, And I don't like that. I don't like that. So the dilemma, the Basketweaver's dilemma is that, you're going to have to choose, are you going to step away more and more from your hobby? Or are you going to justify spending time and effort and investment on your hobby? Are you going to do that more and then take money from the results of your work or not? Okay, so that's the dilemma. You either have to step away from it or do it, make one basket a month, something like that. Or you make those baskets for your friends and family, your local town market, so on, and you take money for the baskets that you're selling. Okay? It shouldn't be difficult to grasp, and most people are grasping this concept. So it is early here. I'm tired, and it's yeah, I know. GovCorp Watch says money is just a projection of wealth by society. There are so many forms of wealth and value exchange. I know, but you need money to buy food. You need money to pay your bills. That's just how it is, you know. Um, so okay. Yeah, you know what, Bribri, in a perfect world, your hobbies and passions align. Yes. In my case, I'm very fortunate because my passion is writing books, and that's my work. And I am very glad that we have a good writer, good strong writers guild in Norway. We have the terms are quite good. better than in most other countries, and so on. Well, thank you, Andrew. Yes, I get the irony. Thanks a lot. Oh wow, that's a wonderful donation. Thanks a lot. Um, so thank you, Wolf Odin. Thanks a lot. Wendy, thanks a lot. Um, that's very kind of you to write. Oh yeah, Robert. Yeah, being a novelist is that's I've been doing that since I was 19. That's my job. YouTube is not my job. So you would be surprised to learn how little YouTube is paying, even a large channel like my main channel. You know, and I really don't get how people with 100,000 subscribers go full time on YouTube and they seem to make a living from that. I don't get it. Where are those money coming from? I don't get it. Because yeah, but anyway. Yes, we need those books in English. I know it's not up to me, you know. Yeah, Andrew, I get it. I think it's very risky to do YouTube full time. Because you know the legal stuff. It's interesting. If you well, my the other as a novelist, I deal with publishers. Okay, if a publishing house applied the same principles and rules and all that like YouTube is doing, they would be out of business and sued uh, faster than they could say woke. You know, it wouldn't fly, as they say. It wouldn't that would not be legal in any civilized country. Um, yes, transcription software may be able to translate your books into other languages. Yeah, that I'm okay. Yeah, I would never ever allow that. Never, because it would be crap. Um, you know, it's not getting the books translated that is the problem. It's getting a book deal with a good, suitable publisher for the English market, English language market. Okay, let's move on a little bit. Robert says, "Have you thought of trying to get your novels turned into films and TV series?" I've turned down 3 or 4 offers so far. When they come here and they try to sell the idea that we're going to make your Jomsviking series into a Netflix TV series, I don't like that because Netflix would be making it, they would destroy it and it would be horrible. So no, it's again, you know, I know I've said no to those all those offers. That would be good money, but it wouldn't be worth it. Um, so okay, let's move on a little bit. I'm going to change topic here almost completely because I was introduced to a theory that a lot of people know about, but it was new to me. That not a theory. I guess it's a conspiracy theory, something like that. The dead internet theory. Um, have you heard about that? So the idea is that at this time, Let me just pause that. Refugee heretic says Bjorn is right. The more he makes from YouTube, the more time he can invest in YouTube. Yes, you know what my goal is now? My goal was, or still is, even though it seems hopeless now. I'll never get there. But my dream is to make enough money from YouTube so that I can hire someone to film. And let me tell you why. Because I'm colorblind. I can't do color grading. I can't do unless there is a camera out now that will do it automatically. I just I want that cinematic look on my outdoors videos and my Viking videos. That would be so awesome. Um, I can't do it because I'm colorblind. So I'm basically taking what comes out of my camera, and it's a good camera, straight out of the camera, and I don't color grade it. My color grading is the photographers out there or the videographers will know about this. You use it's not to make it look artificial, it's to well, let's leave that. I think there's something called C log. You film in C log, and so on and so on. I can't do it like that because I'm colorblind. It would be so awesome to have someone who can see colors. Well, I can see some colors, but not good enough to pay that person to do that for me. But anyway, yeah, the dead internet. Yeah, you're born colorblind. Yes. Um, oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, Andrew. Yes. Yes. I see that, but it would still. I can't use color grading because it could turn out with very green or very red. I wouldn't even see it. But I will look more into it. Maybe there is a way to do it, and um so anyone asking about the basket weaver's dilemma, you'll have to scroll back. Okay, the dead internet theory. Okay. um you know what that is? Yeah. Okay. So the dead internet theory is apparently the idea that even already at this point, like 90% or something like that of everything on the internet, like all communication, profiles, people in the chat, and so on and so on, it's bots, not real people. um and maybe, it's like these big corporations they have made this fake internet so that they can control how people think, how people act, and so on and so on. Now, I don't think that's the case. Um, like 90%. I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure that almost everyone in the chat now, for instance, are real people. Um, and But it's interesting to look into, because what if we are moving towards that or in that direction? I think we are. I think, like, when you apply so-called artificial intelligence, um, this will go fast, and it started already. It has started already, I think. Um, and maybe we wouldn't even notice. It's a little bit like I don't know enough about this, but it's a, it would be there are enough of these people in high places who would love to control completely how people think. And if you look at people's reactions, I could do that now. I could do it with a couple of sentences, and I could fill the chat would fill up with angry people, like having a go at each other and me. It's so easy because people are so they become so tribal, and not in a good way. Tribalism can be a good thing, but um, yeah, Wolf of Odin. Yes, you've seen them, the bots. Yeah, yeah. I know sometimes they do appear here. Yeah, Angela. Yes. So it's like now, for instance, you have the election in America coming up, and it seems like the internet is being filled up with people with very strong and emotional takes on the whole thing. And I say, for me, I don't think Trump is evil. I think he's a dirty old man. I think there are better candidates there. But if I had to choose between Biden and Trump, which looks like it could be the outcome, I feel for you over there. I really do. I would vote for Trump or not vote, but with the catastrophe that is the Biden administration, I would probably vote for Trump. Now, that statement gets people all confused, and because I'm not really taking a side there, am I? But that's what people want you to do now, and they expect that, you know. And I think that's what the internet loves. That's what they love. They want you to be, oh, I'm a Trump fan. I'm a Trump fan, and I hate this and that, and then you have the whole list of. I saw YouTube just before I went on here. YouTube suggested a channel to me that was actually called God, Guns, and Family, and I marked it. I don't know if YouTube cares anymore, but I marked it as not interested in this channel. I mean, I could kind of guess what that was about. um, and it's like, no, YouTube, I don't want that. I want to be challenged intellectually, and I want to be um, learn. I want to learn, and I want to, you know, expand my horizon, so to speak. Um, and this really isn't about Trump and Biden. That's just an example, like the Basketweaver. Um, but that's how it goes. And just a quick question there. How far is Trolltunga from you? You're reminding me, Jane, that there is somewhere where I need to go. But yeah, that's quite far. But it's all most of these mountainous sites are quite far from where I live. Um, but yeah, there's another geological phenomenon that I want to visit, by the way. Um, yeah. Now, now already, and I did this on purpose, we are seeing how the speed of the chat and the people joining is increasing. And lots of people are writing Trump is for America first, and so on and so on. And, that's fine. But it was just an example. But it just goes to show that it's that's how it works. And it's easy to apply bots to this because people's prediction, people's reaction, what people are going to write is so predictable that a bot could easily do it, or a million bots, you know? So I hope you get my point there, you know? Um, Wendy, did you unregister to vote? Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't vote here in Norway last time, a few months later, few months ago either. I'm kind of glad I didn't, actually. Um, um, so, yeah. So, what do you think? Do you think, or let me ask you, how much of, how many of these profiles on the internet do you think are not real people? Is it like 1% or 90 or 50 or 15 or yeah, I know, Wolf Odin. It is hard to be a conservative pagan in this world. Yeah. Yeah, we're not a big group, are we? Uh, yeah. It's okay. 25, 40, between 10 and 15, 50-50. Everyone except me. 20-20. Um, during elections, Abia Maya says, depends on context. Yeah, that's a good point. During elections must be more than 60%. Um, yeah. Yeah, it's difficult. We don't know. We don't know. I have only seen, for me, I must admit, on like I don't read all the comments, but when I make a video where I talk about something in China or concerning the war in Ukraine, um, now I said those words, so maybe now we will get bots here, but then I get uh, bot generated comments in the comment section. And you can tell because they're almost exactly the same, all of them. Um, and and it, it's not very sophisticated when you see that, but it's getting the AI and all that is getting more and more advanced every day. So um, now I don't know how advanced it is right now. Um, um, so, okay, P. Heathen, is it your birthday? Are we the same age now? Congratulations. 51 years. That's an awesome age, wonderful age to have. Congrats. Um, let's see here. Carolina Petronella Ottolina. It's your birthday soon, 15th. Huh. Well, KP, congrats, congrats. Okay. If I can call out some of the AI comments, yes, I can give you some examples. I don't remember them exactly, but I did see quite a lot that seemed to be coming from these troll factories, as they call them, that in Russia, or I don't know where they are geographically actually, but it's, the Ukraine war it's much about propaganda, and Russia, as the West, has their propaganda machinery. Um, yeah, Russia is an amazing country. I agree. I've been there. I want to go back, by the way. So, is this a is this a bot right here? Maybe already. I won't even say it, but okay. So yeah, how was it? I'm trying to remember now, but I could see that this was fake because it was the same wording. It's too early for me. No, you know what? I can't really remember it exactly, but I just remember that it was rude and it was the same wording in those comments. But then, different nicknames. So, yeah. Okay. Only true fans can comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah, well, Russia, they say Russia Kievan Rus was established by the Vikings. Russia, the name, they say, comes from Rus, or in Norway we say not Rus, that's being drunk, but Ru, Russia. It's the same word, and Ru in Norwegian means to row your boat. It comes from that word. It's a very ancient word, and the people who were rowing their boats, basically Vikings, uh, Swedish Vikings mostly, and they say that's where the name Russia comes from. The people who were rowing in the rivers there, they established Russia. That's what they say. Um, yeah, yeah, so it's like when they say that, um, when they say that Ukraine is historically part of Russia, it is not true, because Kievan Rus is not the Slavic country that, like, Putin is talking about. He's getting his history mixed up on. Well, I don't think he's stupid. I think he knows that he's lying. But anyway, let's leave that, or else we will get the chat filled up with bots. Well, Sheki Pavel, I don't know if what you're referring to, but I trust my moderators here. They're doing an amazing job. But also, sometimes it can be difficult to know, but which comments to delete. We're all human. I don't know what you wrote, but it's we're trying to keep it friendly here. Go Corp Watch. I was talking about like 1,000 years ago. Okay, I'm not talking about the conflict now. So, yeah, well, that would be wonderful, KP Heathen. Thanks for reminding me. We're moving over to another topic now, by the way. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I should do another show with Johan Haig. Yeah, out of the band Amon Amarth, if you didn't know. So I was there doing one of the episodes in the Booze Traveler. That I don't know if that show is still ongoing. He was not getting drunk, by the way. The not Johan, no. the the American guy, and he travels the world and he tastes local alcoholic drinks, right? So it's a travel show. It was on the travel channel, um, and that was the episode with mead, and they filmed that in Sweden. So I drove over there, and I was there with some of the guys there in the Viking village and Johan Haig, and I remember that was a fun experience, but it was very cold. It was very cold that day. Um, so yeah, I would like to go back there and visit. By the way, really nice Viking village, but it's right by a highway, so you hear the cars, which I think kind of ruins the experience a little bit. It's not their fault, but um, yeah, yeah, I should. Yeah, that would be wonderful. Um, now, uh, let's see here. Czech Pavel, it's if I'm sorry, I don't know what you wrote there, but you are very welcome here. Please also, it's like the moderators are human, and sometimes I make mistakes. I have kicked people off for 4 minutes and so on for wrong people just because the chat was moving so fast and I clicked on the wrong comment. That has happened, I must admit. So let's move on here. Sheki Pavel, you are very welcome here. Absolutely. Um, Eric is asking, is Norway traditional or woke globalist? Um, well, I would say people in Norway are quite nationalist in a positive way. There is something called positive nationalism. I'll probably get demonetized again for saying that, but there is, being proud of who you are, being proud of your culture is is a good thing. The politicians in Norway are mostly globalists, and I don't get why people vote for these people, these politicians. I will never do that again. Um, and I didn't this time. And I'm very, very happy I didn't because, you know, just days after the election, it appeared that that was the Conservative Party, the leader there. They're all corrupt, they're all corrupt. Um, I'm not going to, I think they belong in jail. Said it before. Can we have a Norwegian word of the day? Yes. Sheila, I'll give you one word. Skurk. That's a crook, a criminal person, like the former prime minister in Norway. Um, yeah. Andrew, yeah, that is very true, isn't it? And I'll write the word here. You can use it if you want to. And I have another word which I have started using quite a lot. And I find that it is a good word to use because most people they don't know really what it means. And needing, that's the worst, for a Viking. That's the worst. That's a cowardly, unethical, and immoral person. Yeah. So, um, but anyway, well, yeah, close to, yeah, not skunk, but skurk. Yes. Yeah, it was called. You know why it was called? It was called because we had to mind what we were wearing because there were cameras all over the place at all times. And so I couldn't really wear what I wanted to wear. And it was a cold day, and I got cold because of that. So, yeah, now also concerning content again, not going to go into details about why or so on, but it's like on the main channel now, I'm going to do more Viking videos. And people who have not been following my channel for a long time, they will be shocked because why is this guy not sitting there talking about what's wrong in the world? You know, why is he not doing that in every video? Some people will ask themselves that. But, well, I was going to go back to my so called original content anyway, but also YouTube is changing. This ties into a little bit of this dead internet theory, I guess. They are demonetizing channels now at a very fast rate. And they've been eager demonetizing my videos on the main channel. Not all of them, not all of them, but some of them. And they usually didn't do that before. So that's a problem, Again, I can't really make a video. Well, sometimes I will make a video even though I know it will be demonetized, but I can't do that every time or even half the time. I'm sure you understand, So because I don't want to give YouTube all of the ad revenue. I don't think that's fair, and that's what's happening when they demonetize. They put ads on your videos still, but they take all of the ad revenue. Yeah, they're out of control. The YouTube ads too much. You know, there's nothing I can do about that. And so I would rather make videos that I enjoy making more, like the Viking themed videos, and also they will probably not be demonetized. On purpose, my latest video on the main channel, I didn't say a word. I thought at least they can't demonetize me for saying a bad word, or something like that. But I will be speaking in those Viking videos, and yeah, yes, this platform is Skurkskila. That's absolutely what they are. Um, yeah. Now, I don't get ads on the videos because I pay this monthly fee to not see the ads. And again, the topic of other platforms. As I've said many times, my main platform is my website. It's linked in the video description, and there is a search function there. All my videos are there. Not my live streams, but my videos are there. And you can search by topic. You can find it's arranged into topics. Viking videos, that's one topic, and bushcraft, another topic, politics, one topic. So that's my website. I'll write it here. Um, James, thanks a lot for the donation. Yes, exactly. Rocky Mountain Bear. Actually, it would be fair if they truly believed that a video is, if it's too scary for the advertisers. Well, yeah, don't put any ads on it then. You know, but it's clearly criminal when they demonetize it and they tell you it's unsuitable for most advertisers. It's funny what they're saying there, but that's what they're saying, and then you get almost no, well, practically no money from the ad revenue, but you have no means of seeing how many ads they're putting on your video. And I know for a fact it's basically as many ads as before the demonetization, but they take all of the money, or 90% of the money, or something like that. Um, but anyway, let's leave that. Let's leave that topic. Uh, yeah, refugee heretic. Yeah, old school Viking videos. Yeah. Um, Getting more into that. Sparky, great music. Well, good night to you as well. That's very kind of you. Um, yeah, yeah, I know the thing with the ads. They, if especially if I make a longer video, they just have so many ads in it. It's, as you say, Wolfold, and how to watch. I mean, when you use ad blocker, by the way, don't do that. Please don't do that. Um, I get no money from that, from your watching my video, so I don't get paid at all. And Rumble again, you know what they do at Rumble. I just want to say this. If you love Rumble, then that's fine, but you need to understand Rumble is not all that great. They will pay certain big creators to be on Rumble, to upload their videos there. They will pay them good money to do that, and they will push those channels, not the other channels. That's why I still haven't even made $10 on Rumble. um, well, thank you, Alin. Yes, yes. If you're a member here, you are donating money to me. Actually, so very much appreciate that. That's wonderful. Um, Thank you. Yeah, shout out to all the paying members. Skål to you. Yeah, thank you. Um, let's see here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to Better Karma. Thank you for that, but I'm going to um, have to have some breakfast now, very early. But yeah, um, Lynn, are they deleting your comments? I'm sorry to hear that. I have what I have a list of words. I need to tell you this. Um, List of words on my banned list. I censor as well. Absolutely. I practice censorship in the comment section. I didn't want to do that, but it is necessary. The kind of language some people use, it's very rude. So I have a rude words list. Also, on that list, there are some common troll hater comments. Uh, Things they will write. It doesn't give any context or anything like that. I have also some of the AI, the comments that I suspect is generated by AI. Um, you'll have to, Patricia, just scroll back to the beginning there. And I have some of the, what's the word? Not Christian, the people who come, what do you call them? The people who go to, comment sections and they start going all on about God and Jesus and the Bible and all that. Even even the evangelicals, I call them the Bible thumpers, Christian nationalists. Yeah, so it's difficult for me, that word. I'm not having a go at Christians, but these people who they will maybe those are AI as well, because they will go to the comment section and fill it up with 100 comments. Like, I'm not kidding, even. Uh, Go to Jesus and this and that, even if the video has nothing to do with with that at all, even remotely. Uh, so yeah, and I found out they have some phrases that they always use, so I put them on the rude words list as well. I don't like to do that, but it's after I did that, it really helped a lot. So, the thing about that I'm going to hell and all that, it's just put it on the banned list. Go to Jesus and turn to Jesus or what these things, uh, and all that. So yeah, rude words list. So yeah, I practice censorship as well. And then there are people who get all upset. Oh, you don't like censorship, but you're censoring as well. Yeah, I am. I am. I have to. I have to. Um, or people would not really like to comment on my videos at all. Like decent people, they would not like to do that. So okay. Uh, yeah. EFO is saying who's wishing love here. You go Vikings in Oakland. Um, is that a football team or something like that? You Americans are very strange. Why do you call it football? You're carrying the ball and running with it. That's that's handball, right? uh, yeah. Was there a glitch? I didn't see that. Um, Go Corp Watch. Out of context comments like that. I know you're not a bot, but that's a comment I would think would be a bot. Um, and I don't think I can type any faster. I am very efficient at that. I actually took the time many years ago to learn how to do it properly. Yeah, yeah. It's Minnesota team. Is it like an American football team? Vikings, Minnesota football team. Um, well, thank you, Angela. Um, oh, because there are many Nordic people there. Okay, yeah. But it is funny, this thing. Why do you call it football? You're carrying the ball. And in football, European football, they kick the ball. Um, yeah, and I don't get the rules in American football at all. Um, yeah, Spirit of Nature. I will be doing more about Viking runes. I will slowly, very slowly. I mean, this might take years. I will be doing now and then a video about thematic video where I talk about the meaning of a rune or the symbolic meaning. I've only done one so far, Isa, uh, but I'm probably going to do the Kauna very soon, um, and so on and so on. I promised to do the Kauna. I don't think that to someone. I don't think that person cares anymore. But I'm going to do it anyway. I will do the other ones as well, but it might take a long time because I'm going to do other videos in between and a lot of other Viking themed videos in between. Um, so a kickball, yeah, they kick the ball. I've seen that. Uh, but my favorite rune, I that's difficult in a way. I don't have a favorite rune. Um, dark video, yes, we will. I'll make a dark video. It's easy now because it's dark all the time. Not all the time, but the days are short now. Um, yeah, okay. Now, Go Corp Watch. Here's the thing, I get you get suspicious because this is out of context, the keyboard thing you're talking about there, and then it spreads in the chat. If I didn't know better, if you just appeared now in the chat, I would kick you out. I not take it personally, but that's what I would do because I would think it was a bot or something like that. And just as an example, oh, how this ruined so many things. No, no, no need to apologize. It's just um, another thing about these bots. They will also affect discussions like yours. There, you know. Okay. Um, are we living in a matrix? I don't think so. I don't think um, we are living in a matrix. I don't think we are like yeah, these theories that it's actually a cosmic prison and things like that. I don't know. Yeah, well, I'll answer Beth Wilton's question, and then I'll go and have breakfast. So, Vikings, if they had any place for recreation, yes, they did. Many. So they had, well, Vikings, we need to talk about pre-Christian times, basically, because like girls were banned from doing sports after the introduction of Christianity. So let's talk about pre-Christian times. And they had, for instance, knattleik, which is a land hockey thing, quite violent. They still do it some places. Better karma, do bots do super chats? Probably not. Well, thanks a lot for your donation. Thanks a lot. Yeah, so they had that. Archery was probably practiced quite frequently, and I do archery myself, and it is, you know, recreation. It's stress relief and a useful skill, of course. Um, they did glima, which is a form of wrestling, and many other sports, of course, swimming and skiing and so on and so on. And they had board games. Uh, I've made 2 videos on one board game that is translated means the king's table. And they also played with dices, um, and they had many different, probably kind of games for the long winter nights that have gotten that are now forgotten, that in the mist of time, you know. Um, so yeah. Now, I don't really know any Glima. Um, I do have a bind rune, yes. Wendy, yes. The game that you, with the wooden sticks, you throw at the wood king carving at the ground, it's called, now we call it cube, actually. Um, yeah, okay. Go Corp Watch, thank you for that. Thanks a lot. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more Viking now, moving forwards. Yeah. Yeah, the teddy bear. Um, yes, behind me, a gift, I believe, from my daughter. many years ago, I think. Yes. Uh, okay. Hi there, Jen. Uh, the Viking Age. I don't know if I'm an authority on the subject. I don't know. It is something that I feel I should know more about, and the more I read and the more I work with the topic of the Viking Age, I kind of feel that I know so little about it. Um, I haven't seen that film, The Norseman. Um, so, yes, well, I did not know that from Persian mythology. Crows as messengers, but it's like um, it, it's like we would be fools if we thought that our, I don't like the word religion applied to the Norse belief system, but said it doesn't really, people don't know what that means. Um, yeah, I know. I'll go and get my breakfast soon. I just want to reply to this. It We need to understand that these symbolic figures and ideas, they didn't appear in a vacuum, right? So they were inspired by other religious figures, if you will, and ideas. And people don't like to hear this, but the figure of Jesus is a typical example of that. And the whole Jesus myth is an example of that. And we could go on and on about this. Because it's, and what I'm saying here doesn't really take away anything from your belief system or your religion. It's just that we need to realize that people have always been inspired by and influenced by other people, other cultures. It's easy to see that what we call, what people call Norse mythology now, what I call the Norse belief system, the symbolism there is very much was inspired by through the migration period from the Roman pantheon, for instance. It's easy to see that, and so on and so on. Um, so the Jotun, yeah, the giants, yeah, were they real? Well, I'll tell you what. I know some. I know some of them. uh, I do powerlifting, and since I'm now a masters lifter myself, some of the older guys, they look a little bit like, it's hard to, there are two things when you see those guys. Two things very hard to deny. One, we have, as a species, we come from, well, we are primates, and we come from a ape ancestor, right? It's kind of easy to see it in those, because they have those features. And also they look a little bit like Jotun, Jotunir, the giants. Christo don't know about the ape lineage. Well, then you should look more into it. Um, um, yeah. So Chani, I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, I'm getting ready to eat breakfast now. Okay. Concerning the thing about us being primates as a species, having evolved from other primates up through generations upon generations upon generations, I'm not really going to discuss that. But I will say that if you take one fact and it fits your narrative, not one, and you use that as evidence that we are not primates or something like that, it really, you shouldn't do that because it's just a little bit silly, okay? Now, let me tell you, my daughter is at university studying biology. And we need to apply a little bit of humbleness here, okay? Because it is the fact is that these people who have biologists, for instance, they know so much more about this than we do, okay? And they are in agreement on this. I'm sure you did you do biology? Haha, sorry, not one. I don't know what you've done, what you haven't done, but we're talking about people studying, getting a bachelor degree, a master's degree in biology. And if you go through that and you're still insisting that we are not primates, that human beings are not primates, there's something that's not going to happen, okay? Because they would never, you would fail uh, very, very early on, okay? Uh, so, okay, I'm just going to give it a little bit of time here. Are we not apes now? Okay. Okay. Anatomy was easy. You're a genius, not one, aren't you? Oh, did you find Christo? Did you find one? Weirdo. Robert something. Okay. Yeah. Well, if we're not primates, you need to tell me what we are. I know it fits poorly in the typical conservative Christian narrative, but we are primates, anyway. This is one of those things that make me want to stop doing these live streams. It's Ignorance. We have some. Oh, okay. Spirit of nature. That's a fact. Okay. I'm trying not to get stressed about this. You know what? I would rather listen to someone who has actually studied biology, evolutionary biology, and so on, who know these things, studied in a proper way. I know that in some countries they have universities. They call themselves universities, and they I mentioned PragerU. It's not a university, but they call themselves that. Someone has some people are subscribing me to all these nonsensical websites, and one of them was PragerU. So I got an email there. They were bragging about now they're going to teach in schools in America, and I thought, poor kids, you know, and kind of explains a lot. But yeah, I would be more worried about that actually than the woke mob in schools. Well, actually, both are bad, really bad. But you know, they should they should stop with all this nonsense in the schools. Uh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Evan, I don't really. It does add up perfectly, and you should buy it. Yeah. Okay. No, we don't have fluoride in the public water in Norway. I maybe that's the explanation. I don't know. Um, yes, desert sky. Only human ego says that we are not animals. And I wasn't going to get into this, but I'll tell you the two main reasons I'm not a Christian. And you can be Christian, that's fine. I've said it many times, like a million times. No disrespect to you if you're Christian. That's fine. But for me, the first reason is actually that according to Christianity, animals do not have soul. And by saying that, it applies that human beings are not animals. That's highly unscientific, that statement. Of course, we are animals. We are primates. We are. Now, we're not whales, actually. No. But we are an aquatic ape. Um, but okay. The other reason is that the definition of a Christian person is that you acknowledge Jesus, and that Jesus was a real person and that he was the Son of God. I don't. I don't buy it, you know. So yeah, that's why I'm not a Christian. but other people can be if they want to. Yeah, of course it must be soulless, that human beings, Homo sapiens is the only animal species with soul. That does not add up, you know. Um, and if someone can prove biblically that Christianity, according to Christianity, all animals have soul, then let me know. I don't think you can. So, well, Anna, if says they don't, just we'll leave it. We will leave it. I hope I'm wrong on that one. I don't think I am. I hope I am. Don't think I am. But the Jesus thing would still be there, so no. And also, I disagree with most of the 10 Commandments and so on and so on. Even it implies that animals have a soul of a lesser nature. Really? Never seen that anywhere in the Bible. Why would it be of lesser nature? Yes, thank you for informing us here, but my question would be, why would it be lesser nature? That's stupid. Yeah, it says man is created in God's image. You know what I think? I think human beings created their God in their own image. Uh, so, it's difficult to talk about. And I honestly, you know what? I don't even find it very interesting anymore. Because I don't view Christians as my enemies in any shape, sense, or form at all. And now I'm talking about people who are Christian in a spiritual way. I find that those people are generally good people, and we agree on a lot of things. And you know what? I do not even consider, the preachers that you see on TV. I mentioned PragerU and so on. Those people, I don't consider them to be Christians, actually. And you know why? Because they are clearly not following the ideal of the Jesus figure, because they're greedy, they're hateful, they're, what's the word, condescending, they're unaccepting of people who are different from them, and so on and so on. That, to me, goes against the ideal of Jesus and Jesus' teachings and so on. The way I see it. So, you know, I mean, if you here's what I think, and this is an extreme example. If you have 10 private luxury cars, you live in a mansion, and you have millions upon millions of dollars in the bank, and there are people starving in this world, you're not really a Christian. You're not, you know. And I'm pointing my finger here at some of these mega church preachers, because if they were Christians, they would donate almost all of that to those poor people, to help them, to because you don't need 10 cars, 2 cars at the most, you know 2 cars. You don't need a mansion. But there are people starving to death as we speak. um you know that's that would be the right thing to do, but they don't do that, so. But anyway, it's human nature, I guess. um Yeah, well, thank you for that, Jen. Yes, my main platform is my website, and I'll pin this message here. EFO is asking, Vikings are following the runes. We yeah, well, oh, we use the runes. Well, I use Arabic. No, sorry, I use not Arabic letters, Arabic numbers, as we all do here, but Latin letters, and the Latin alphabet, and the Norwegian variant of that. Following the runes is, I don't know exactly what you mean. So let's see. Are runes more than just a writing system? Well, yes. Now, I will say that runes were used in daily life mostly as a writing system. And it's like when people say, well, the Vikings, they were illiterate. No, they were not. It was quite common to be able to write at least short messages. And for most people, you never wrote more than short messages. And why is that? I'll ask that question to you guys. Why did most people never write more than just short messages during the Viking Age? Why is that? And after the Viking Age as well. Czech Power, that's exactly correct there. Paper shortage. They had um, they didn't have paper. I think paper was invented at that age, at that time, but they didn't have paper. They would write on a piece of bone or wood or maybe some broken pottery, and that is also probably why we saw that runes were the rune language, the written language, became concentrated, so that you used less and less letters. Um, and Yeah, so, but people could write, as far as I know, they could write and use runes. That was quite common. Um, so Ein says runes were a primitive form of today's emoji text. Well, that's a good point. All written language, as far as I know, started as symbols. um, symbols depicting something, and that sound from that, the name of that animal, for instance, became then the sound in that letter. Yes, even they had a lot of oral tradition and knowledge that was passed down. Exactly. I can talk about the Edda very shortly, and then I really have to go. But yeah, so they had an oral tradition. So, like for instance, the lawman, the man who knew the laws, he would, I think it was once a year, I think, in the local community, he would recite. Is that the word? When you, because he knew all the laws by heart, and he had to. Um, he uh, he would say all the laws to the people gathered there, and that's basically probably how they started their meeting, where they settled disputes and so on. And my thoughts on the Edda, well, for those who don't know, the Edda is like the original collection of Norse mythology. If yeah, that's, I think that's what we can call it, and it's quite accurate, and it's quite good. So Snorre did, who wrote them down, did a very good job. It is interesting when you read there at the start that Snorre, being by definition a Christian, because at that time in Iceland you had to be a Christian, you could not be a Christian. Um, so he had to put this into a Christian context. And if my memory serves me right, what he is doing there, and this is easy to see through as a novelist, he put it into a context where the the gods, the Vanir and the Esir, they are people that appears after the great flood, and he's doing this odd thing there where it seems like he needed to invent some angle to get the whole thing started so that he would not get in trouble with the church and so on. And then he just goes on and he forgets all about that, and he goes on telling the myths. Now I'm using the word myths there, but you know what I mean, you know. Um, so even that's a very good point. Christianity was used as a tool to catapult the development of industrial society. It is an inherently unnatural system of beliefs. Yeah, it is. For any historian, it's I would say it's interesting to see how a monotheistic belief system seems to have almost always been applied to centralize power and to subjugate people into serfdom, um, which was needed to take power away from the local chieftains and the local, the big families and the tribes, that would then develop into the industrialized society that we see today. And now we have people who are moving more and more away from that. Um, so it's a phenomenon that we see all over the world, and it's it's logical that they would do that, because one of the mental exercises that they did, or one of the angles that they had, was that the king would then say that, well, I'm a Christian, and everyone must be a Christian now, or else I will chop your hands off. Which was something that they did, to punish people, by the way, if they were not being good Christians. And by the way, the king would say, I'm appointed by God, and God wants me to be king. And if you don't obey, if you don't pay your taxes, and that's a big part of this, by the way, if you don't pay your taxes, you're not a good Christian, and you must be punished. And also, you're going to hell, and that's a horrible thing. Um, um, that's the Christian variant of that. Islam, obviously, Islam in itself is more like a system of laws than a religion, if you ask me. But it's even more direct. Albert says Norway is 75% Islamic. No, not at all. Not one says pay taxes, go to heaven. Yeah, and also that would be the thing where, you had the thing where the church would go around to wealthy people when they were very old, and they would say, well, you've been a bad boy. You've been a very naughty boy. We know this. You've been at the tavern. You've been fornicating, getting drunk. And by the way, getting drunk was not a bad thing back then. You were actually obligated to have to give the priests and so on a lot of beer and so on. But anyway, they would say to people, now you're very old, and we know that you've been a bad boy, and you're going to hell for that, for all your fornication and your all that. But you know what? You can pay the church some extra money. What if you give up your land to the church, right? We would then make it so, because the Pope, he has a direct communication line to the big guy up in the heaven there. And we will make it so that you will only do a tiny little dip in the lake of fire. Just a tiny dip, and that's all. If you give us all your land. But if you don't do that, you will be burning in the lake of fire for eternity. So what's your choice here? Sign this little paper here, and you give us all your land. And the Catholic Church got very rich. Yeah. So that's how they did it back then. Yeah, what's someone asked me if I could say something in Norwegian. What's this little phrase they used? The Catholic Church, that is. Når pengene i kollekten, når pengene i kassen, når pengene i kollekten eller kassen eller noe sånt, når pengene i kassen klinger, sjelene ut av skjærsilden springer. Which means that when you hear the sound of money going into the church, the souls just Jump out of the lake of fire. Yeah. Raj Production says more brutal world before that church though worth mentioning. Well, it's not true. So, well, you can mention it, but I will. It's not difficult to challenge you on that one, actually. Um, it it's very, if you go to, well, let's take the Viking Age, and the introduction of Christianity, and society before, society after. Society before, it was not. It was brutal, of course. It was Vikings. Did it get any better with the introduction of Christianity? No. They would still have the brutality, but you would also have the brutality added from the church, the brutality from the king, and so on. It's a myth. It is a myth that Christianity civilized the world. It is a myth that it was more brutal before. And I know people will, they get this knee jerk response. Oh, sacrifice, human sacrifice. No, that's, I'm not denying that, but you're not getting the point at all, because it didn't stop with Christianity. It probably increased quite a lot. Burning disbelievers, witch burnings. It's very easy to define it as human sacrifice. And yeah, please take that to heart. Think a bit about what I just said. Just don't, just, you shouldn't just disregard it. Okay? But, it's up to you. I don't care. Um, yeah, Ian, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry about little trips over the North Sea. I am really sorry about that. Um, that was a bit of cultural exchange, that enrichment. So yeah, yeah, I am sorry. Okay, going to have to end this now. And I want to try this thing where I almost 2 hours. Oh wow! If I say subscribe, YouTube is now saying that you get this fun animation around the word subscribe. Apparently, I don't know. They should have just left it as it was instead of messing it up. But okay. Green Gino, I am sorry, I have to go now. So you'll have to watch it on replay. I am sorry about that. I've been talking for nearly 2 hours now. Yeah, it Angela, isn't that interesting? Religion causing so many wars. I would say any dogmatic system of belief has caused many wars because it justifies cruelty. So communism has caused many, many wars. Christianity, Islam, and the list goes on and on. And what they have in common is this idea that since we believe this, we are better than the other ones, and the other ones are wrong. You know, and in general, the so-called Norse pagans, they didn't do that. So, okay, Angela and everyone else. Okay. Have a wonderful day or evening, and we'll talk soon. I'm sure YouTube will fill up this live stream with 1,000 ads. If so, sorry about that. Okay, bye bye.